Bang. Second half. If the first half was relatively predictable, or you saw that coming, or were very, very similar, then maybe this is where it actually diverges. All right? Welcome back to my top 10 greatest players. This is the second part. If you missed the first part, go ahead, watch that. It's on this same channel. Click like on this video and subscribe if you haven't yet. And before we get started, where are my manners? It's Leo here at your service. Let's get to it. Number 6 in my top 10 greatest players in the history of the M Series is a player from South and Central America. A player that prior to becoming an Mlbb esports athlete was actually working and grinding as a clerk at a convenience store. I first met this young man, I believe, in M3. So that's a couple of years ago. And we were actually in Singapore for M2 at the same time. It's just we never really got to meet or talk as much. But over the past few years, I've been following his career, and he and his squad actually put that region on their back and won most everything and anything that you could get your hands on in South America, in Central America. I'm talking about the Brazilian heartbreaker himself, talking about Louise, team captain of RRQ Akira. And throughout the years, he's actually started out as a gold laner and then eventually became a mainstay in that roster. And once they had to shuffle up, moved on to become a roam and still made it work. And he's been playing with his team for the better part of the last 2 years and dominated everything. So I'm a big fan of Louise, both as an athlete and as a person. And I wish I could nominate more than just him across all of RRQ Akira, but lo and behold, they only got a couple of nominees anyways. So if you were to get one example, one icon from that region, it would be Louise, no doubt. Mechanically, amazing. As a team player, and even just as a homie, as a dude, as a part of that group, I've seen him with his teammates. I've seen him just hang out. He's a great guy, great personality, even if we needed to use, for the first few times we were talking, Google Translate to understand each other. Deserves to be here, at least on my list. That's Louise. Next up is a player that I nominated anyways, or I would have voted for anyways, despite there being a couple of Burmese. He would have been my choice, and that's Mlbb. Mlbb has a name moved after him that now rings true across the whole world. Mlbb is an ageless athlete. He actually played in an older generation, like pre-M2, and had to take a break after for some personal matters, and then came back and was playing and performing with much younger athletes at the same level and was still very reliable. Mlbb is just a Burmese shining beacon. Like, if you're looking for what a sustainable and just feisty and just wise EXP laner looks like, you get Mlbb. And I wish I could see more of Mlbb. I wish he could have gone through to the M Series one way or another, but he was playing against his old team. I mean, there's no one left from the Burmese Ghouls back then, but he was part of the Burmese Ghouls, right? Playing Mythic Seal now. Truth be told, I was not completely aware of what Mlbb and the rest of the Burmese Ghouls were doing in M2 right after until it happened. I was just mesmerized. I was lost in the moment. It was a state of flow for when Mlbb and the Burmese Ghouls were kicking Brenny Sports' ass in that best of 7. They were actually the ones sitting in the upper bracket. So that just proves, the Burmese style of Mlbb. Just Myanmar being a hub, being a breeding ground of Mlbb superpowers. So on behalf of Mlbb, on behalf of all of Myanmar, I hope that they do get a scene going once more, like an actual MPL back, because they never run out of third-party events. They actually started flying in international talents again. So That's why I think Ruby Didi belongs here in my list. No doubt. Not even thinking twice. Ruby Didi was there regardless of what happens to the nominees. He gets my vote. Next up is a player that also is cross-generational, a player that was part of the original wave of imports. And the fact that he's still here, the fact that he's still going up toe-to-toe, beat for beat, playing with the best of the best, and you wouldn't have known that he's been here for quite a while. I think one of the original Kages deserve to be in my list, and that's Sasa. Currently playing for Team SMG. He's going to be in the wild cards. He's their gold laner. And look back at history, he won with Onyx in MSC 2019. He's been playing with Onyx Indo even in those, pre-modern, pre-franchise days. And the fact that he's still here, the fact that he's playing for the home team now, MPLMY, shows that you can change a few things. You could upgrade and update a few things, but the heart of a champion still beats in Sasa. And I like that things are changing for MY too. MY has gone up and down, gained a few things, lost a few things along the way in the past few years. But much like Sasa, they're still here. And they can still reach for greatness. And I hope Sasa inspires more, and there's more Malaysian talents that fly out, that grow apart away from their country, and then come back and bring what they've learned. So that's why Sasa is here in my top 10 greatest list. Next up is another example, and again an icon that proves greatness comes from all sorts of places. And this is a young man that has won an MVP, won an international championship, won multiple championships in their MPL, and he's a product of the MDL, the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Development League. And I'm talking about Sans, Gilas Sans. I'm not so sure if he's the only MDL product. I mean, there's 31 nominees. Looking back, yeah, maybe he is the only one, maybe of 2 or 3 in total. I don't have the full list in front of me right now, but the fact that he is a product of the MDL, of that program, proves that our ecosystem is still growing and that our ecosystem is capable of creating new talent and bringing them up to new peaks that young Mlbb players can look to and aspire for. So that's why Sans is here. That's why Sans, I think, deserves the vote for me as a part of the top 10 greatest. Last but not least, I bet y'all this one you didn't see coming because there's a lot of great names, big names in the nominees. I'm gonna give y'all 3 seconds to guess. And given my 1 to 9 so far, take into consideration if this is coming from what country, what region, Indo, Malay, Filipino. Likely you're just guessing it's another Filipino. 3, 2, 1. If you said Malaysia, then maybe you're kind of right because this is a player that's actually played in the old ages of MYSG, and I'm talking about JPL. JPL has been playing Mlbb esports. He's been part of that system way before the Singapore split, way before even 2018. Before the actual Mlbb roadmap was developed and established. And now he's playing for MPLSG, playing for the home team. He's actually half Japanese, half Singaporean. So he's very much capable of inspiring very different groups. And he's got staying power, longevity, mechanics that prove that him being here for the long time that he has is not by accident. It's not happenstance. He's worked hard, and he's proven that he belongs in this scene. He belongs to be with the greatest. And consider again, this might have been a name that you did not think about or did not consider when you were thinking about your top 10s. But if you're looking at the big picture of these two scenes growing up and being built up to be part of the greater Mlbb worldwide scene, MYSG would not have been there if not for JPL, would not be the great communities that they are if not for this multi-time MPL champion and 3-time M Series competitor. That's JPL. He rounds out my top 10 greatest. Once again, if you have any violent reactions or if a majority of my list is similar to yours, go into the comment section, all right? I'll read it in the next video. Here's a quick rundown. Pow is Carl TZ, Few, Edward, Kyrie, and Moba Zane for the first half. And then you have Louise, Ruby DD, Sasa, Sans, and JPL. Again, it's a very difficult list to make. There's 31, 32 nominees. Some honorable mentions that I wish could have been part of this list, but alas, we can only vote for 10, and you can only vote so many number of times over Facebook and TikTok. If you haven't yet, do that now. Nominations close up before the 17th, and then we award them then. It's been an honor, and it's been a pleasure to actually share with y'all my top 10 greatest over the span of 2 videos. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Check me out on social media at LeoCastsPH. Check out my new website, www.leocasts.ph. If you want to learn more about your boy, that's where you do it. Shoutouts to my editor, Ray Ash. Y'all can follow him here. And as well, shoutouts to Smart Giga Arena. GigaArena.smart. It's open to Smart and TNT prepaid subscribers. It's the best way to actually join tournaments, win prizes, get in a little bit of gachapon. If you're looking to play some casual games too, that's where you do that. GigaArena.smart. You can get your Giga Arena tickets via GA20. That's Giga Arena 20, 100 MB of data for all apps and sites, valid for 1 day, and it comes with 2 Giga Arena tickets. That's GA20. And as well, shoutouts to Asus Republic of Gamers. For those who dare, they are the official gaming phone partner of the M5 World Championships. Once again, special thanks to Asus ROG. I'm going to call this video quits. Hopefully y'all enjoyed, and hopefully y'all having a great day. Peace.